When I think of a midlife crisis, I think of an old, frustrated man who says to hell with this and buys a fancy sports car and looks for the open road. My midlife crisis was not at all like that. My entire life had been about jumping through hoops. I don't mean to whine. My life had been most excellent, but it had a trajectory to it. I finished one class to get to the next class. I did good in high school so that I could get into college. I worked hard in college so that I could land a good job. I landed a good job, and where was the adventure? Did it make sense to just get through these hoops so that I could one day retire and then go to do the things I thought about all day? Traveling, exploring, living life without having any idea as to where tomorrow might happen to take me. I needed a Corvette and endless miles of road, but I settled for a kayak and a bike. Joining childhood friends who felt the same way as I did, we set out for a life-changing adventure. My friend Cannon did a great job summing up the idea of the trip.
Our only plan is to head south. Our goals are freedom and fun, while sharing stories of people deeply connected to their places. It's a paradox of place, leaving home to explore the global and celebrate the local.
2, 1, go! As we paddled away from Juneau, I had one giant question in my head. Who will I become? The only thing I knew at that moment to be certain was our direction. South. Over the next couple of years, we caught a giant sailfish in Mexico, narrowly escaped a bullfight in Ecuador, ventured deep into the Amazon jungle, and climbed a glaciated peak in northern Peru. In everything we did, that question still lingered. Who would I become when this was all over? It quickly became apparent that I would not be shaped only by the adventures we had, but also by the people we met along the way. We met people from all walks of life and from all over the world. Many were gracious enough to share some wisdom.
As we see it, we're of this land. We're part of it. You can't separate us. That's who we are. We get our names. Kacheti comes from Kach over there in Small Pybus on Admiralty Island. There's a specific place like that for every clan in our nation.
That the people just feel cool in the moment that they are here, and that they can kind of record this emotion, this feeling of the nature, and maybe just remember it in the normal life.
Es lo que nosotros debemos siempre mantener en nuestras mentes, porque la educación ha venido de nuestros padres y ha venido de generación en generación dentro de cada pueblo. Cada pueblo tiene su costumbre, cada pueblo tiene su tradición y una cultura diferente. Y eso es lo que tenemos que preservar. La educación cultural, la educación ancestral, la educación tradicional.
We quick to discard people too, but everyone have a potential and everything have a potential. We need to really look deeper, out and in.
Eventually, we came home. It took me a good long while to think about everything that had happened. The more I thought about things, the more value I placed in all of those conversations we had shared. I thirsted for an environment where I could continue to listen and continue to learn. And suddenly, I knew who I would become.